What is going on, everyone? My name's Boyd, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the right side of the map in the red color, playing as a Ra. His name is Magic. His opponent today in the blue color, also playing as Ra. His name is Squash. The map is Watering Hole, and this is a best of 7 show match because it's being showed to you in the match format. It's sponsored, hosted, sponsored, whatever it is. LNC Trust. Give him a big shout out in the chat. Living the dream. Watching some of the best Age of Mythology in the entire world right now. There's no better Age of Mythology game going on right now than this game. Just have a think about that one. Alrighty then. We got the Ra mirror on Watering Hole. This is a volatile game, and this is why. This town center and this water here. It basically means that Squash is going to have such a better time here. He's going to have this middle town center, not in range of water. Magic's going to have this one. He's going to actually have to defend this entire water here in order to secure this town center in the late game. That being said, this town center back here in range of this water here as well, and this water here in range of this town center. So there are 3 town centers, 2 of Magic's in range of water. So this may be a very, very toxic game, very lame game, very boat heavy or siege ship heavy game. Very, very abusive. So we'll see if Magic's going to notice that early and see what he wants to do about it, or if Squash notices it early if he wants to do about it. One thing that I've seen players do when they do see this is they just go for semi-fast mythics off 2 town centers with Ra, and then they just move in and they get that dock up, they get naval auxiliaries straight away, and then they just secure those water fronts there because it's just 20 population. It's just so good. It's just very, very, very strong. However, I mean, we see what happens here. We've already gone for the box here from Magic. I really like this box. This is something that against those non-aggressive gods like say Gaia, Ra, even Set or Isis to some extent. This kind of a box here, I really enjoy because you don't need the houses to defend your sentry towers. And actually, in actuality, this is probably better than putting your houses around towers because you can just wall segment your towers, and that's only 3 gold a piece as opposed to a wall which has got something else there. So yeah, I think Magic may have just done a little bit of a big brain move there. Big brain indeed. So Squash's base, on the other hand, he's eaten all of his... Oh, his Gazelle here died a little bit awkwardly. He has moved forward to these Elephant, which is going to give him this 4 town center nice and fast. I think the meta for this map was decided back when the Bill Greg opened. I think people back then like Joe and Kima were playing quite a bit, and they kind of discovered that there's this build order you can do, which is like a 5-minute, 5:15 advance time, 3 town center, high hunt Ra build, which is just you get to the Roy cage at 9 minutes of 3 town centers. It's absolutely bonkers, and then you follow that up with like a 13-minute mythic age, full population, full villager population, full army population. It's absolutely brutal, horrors, and it's just way too fast for a 2 town center. All in by a Ra. So we'll see what these guys do if they are aware of that. It's kind of a Ra main kind of build, and we are seeing a fairly late advance time from Magic, and the similar Squash going for a relatively fast advance time. We'll see what happens here. Squash with 400 gold, Magic with 200 gold. So I think this is looking fairly like probably going to be a just a 2 town center here for both players. Not sure what the vibe is, what they're going to go for. It looks like a Magic just going to be sending his villagers out into the abyss. Not sure what he scouted, or how he, if he sent his pharaoh over this side or not. If he did, he's going to know that there has to be a town center over here. Nice find here for Magic. There are hippopotamus here as well, so that'll be interesting enough. And there's the tar from Magic as well. Wadget coming forward. And Squash builds his town center first. Has got the big advantage getting that one. That's going to be 1.5 villages, maybe 1.5 villages in an advantage for Squash. Not big enough to make it any huge difference, but he will be feeling happy about it. Hitting that hippopotamus a couple of times. I think he wanted to kind of kite that one in, cause that hippopotamus to come close to the Wadget so he can use the town center as a dump point there, and he's going to have to build a granary. Totally fine though. Surprised to see him leave the elephant here, but it is what it is. And he's got so much elephant over there as well. So much hunt here for both players. And there's the third town center for Squash. Like I was saying, this is the standard, and we see Magic doing the same thing here, but it's a bit delayed. Honestly, I think while Squash's build is a little bit cleaner, I think you do have to go and study some Joe openings here, some Joe build orders, because the build that Joe made and that Chemo also used in the finals, I think Joe's was slightly better, but the build that those players did was just so crisp. And we'll see if Squash can get to the heroic age by 9 minutes. I think Magic's going to be too delayed, but essentially all you did was you advanced a little bit later, and you just put 5 villagers on gold, and then the rest go to food, and it's enough to just skyrocket your way to the heroic age by 9 minutes. So we'll see. Elephant has been grabbed here for Magic. Squash, on the other hand, moving over onto this location. He's eating elephant over here as well. He's eating pigs in his base. Rhinoceros over here as well. Armory coming out. Quite a few villagers on the gold for Squash. How many resources does he have? Not that many. He may be able to get there. He's quite a bit of stuff. Quite a bit of resources. Anyways, the boom's up. We do have this little box here for Magic already set up. I honestly, in this matchup, I don't like shifting sands on enemy units. I think the shifting sands is so much more valuable as a sort of like attack on this. You grab all your units, your villages and everything, you shifting sands on the back town center in order to kill it. When you're in a stalemate in a late game, or shifting sands onto a Titan gate or something like that. Much better idea there. And do we see the heroic age? Yes, Squash is on his way. So is actually this build that Squash has done actually just as good. Does very, very nicely, manages to get his way to the heroic age nice and fast. Magic, on the other hand, a little bit delayed, but honestly, like I said, the extra time at this stage of the game, not going to matter that much. This game is going late. Both players are going to hit the mythic age roughly the same time. Squash is going to have slightly better economy, so it's going to be slightly better for him. So, I mean, we'll see how he goes. If it matters, if the extra 15, 20 seconds is going to matter or not. But generally speaking, defender's advantage is enough that it's probably not going to matter all too much with the mercenary and everything else. But look at this wall here. I like this wall. Get the dock up here. Seed ships are the way here. We will see. We will see how they go. There's the Hathor for Squash. And there's the Migdol Stronghold. Honestly, given the way that the meta has developed, part of me feels like there's a way in this build to just go straight to the mythic age and have much more value out of that than even building military units, but maybe it doesn't work. Maybe it doesn't work. I don't know. I just don't think that, well, with Locust, if you pump out enough siege towers here, you can go for go for an attack. I love this empowering onto the siege works, getting that one up as fast as he possibly can. I wouldn't mind 2 siege works here either. Ooh, and the wall isn't far enough forward to defend this gold mine. This is kind of a big deal, but the Pitsukos is here. Chariot archers need to get microed. You can leave the Pitsukos to fight. Oh, he's trying to micro a little bit, and the Pitsukos does force those chariot archers back here. Siege towers on the way, only making the 1 there. How many villagers on wood does he have? It's probably not enough, to be honest. Looks like lots of villagers on gold over here. Farms starting to pump out for Magic. Farms coming out for Squash as well. Honestly, both these players playing this so very, very similarly. And now Magic's going to spot this water, so he's going to be very aware of what he's in for. Chariot archers coming over onto this side. Siege tower here, taking down the siege works. Big building to kill. It takes so long to build, 91 seconds. Villagers coming over here. 1 siege tower has popped out. The villagers coming up to take down the siege tower of Magic. If we check out the population, it's currently 108 to 130 as Squash is just so far in front on the units here. Well, actually just in front on everything, as Squash is just so much more precise with that build. And there's the Locust coming onto this location. Villagers jumping into the Migdal Stronghold. Oh, and he loses so many because he doesn't dump them. He lost so many villagers here. 9 villagers and 6 remaining. And also really strong Locust here from Squash. The rain does come down for Squash as well. And villagers moving over onto this Savannah tree here, or this Savannah forest, I should say. Now we've got some mercenary cavalry coming out in order to pick off these locations, these units here. Again, mercenary cavalry very, very strong at tanking. So we do see chariot archers retreating just a little bit to make their life a touch easier in order to pick them off. But we will be seeing Magic defending this for the time being, but picking off all those villages is huge now, as Squash is going to be hitting the 1330. This is legit. This is, if you've ever watched Perfection in a macro build, this is it. If you're going to study any game, study this one for this Ra mirror, and you're going to be one of the strongest Ra players in the game if you can nail this every single game in the Ra mirrors on Watering Hole. But again, we'll see what Magic can do. We do see a Locust in onto the hometown center. It's not it's not going to be that much though. These farms should do farms. They cost only 47 gold. And given how huge Squash's economy is, he's not going to worry about that at all. Yes, you get a little bit of an advantage from the from the rain there, but I don't think it's going to be enough to give Magic his advantage back. But he will be trying to get to the Mythic Age, and it looks like he's going to be 30 seconds behind. And he's going through Osiris, which honestly, I thought I saw Osiris. He's going through Horus, totally fine. I was going to say Osiris here is a mistake. Horus, you need Horus for the late game. If the game goes late, you need those Horus spearmen to deal with the siege and the mercenary cavalry. Obviously, in the earlier stages of the game, Osiris can work, but the tornado is just way too strong. So both players still do have access to that shifting sands. We see Squash casting an immediate tornado onto this location. You're going to be picking off the town center. And yes, we do have the same usage that Magic can have onto this town center. We've already got Skin of the Rhino coming. We've already got Masons and fortified town centers, as opposed to Magic, who's sitting here with none of that at all. And now Squash can just take this town center back. However, Magic can go for those siege ships and take this town center down. We've got the chariot archers coming onto the back town center. Not sure what he's going to be looking to do there. And Jesus, Squash is just so far in front right now. It's absolutely crucifying Magic's Ra in this game. We've got an Avenger coming through to slash through that gate. Villagers moving forward here, going to get sniped by Squash. And one thing that I guess Magic does have going for him, well, there's the docks, is he could potentially get up a Titan Gate here. And prevent, let's leave like a chariot archer or two in the back of Squash's base, and then tornado Squash's Titan Gate. Could be possible. Could be an option. How many resources? How much resources? Not any to speak of at all. Do we see naval auxiliaries? We do not see naval auxiliaries. We've already got the dock coming down for Squash. He realizes that the only way he loses here is, or the only way he doesn't win here should be, he's not going to lose if Magic gets this down center back. The only way he doesn't win here is if he loses control of this water. I'd love to see like a singular watchtower coming up onto this shore as well, just to slow him down as well. And here we go. Got the mercenary cavalry popping out. The priest does get picked off there. And now, well, I mean, Squash can just go naval auxiliaries as well here. Go for those siege ships to take down this town center. It's in range of the water as well. Nice raid here by the chariot archers onto these villages. Villages can just turn around and fight with the skin of the rhino. They're strong enough, but Squash not paying attention as Magic getting that raid on. Feels good. Siege works now coming down for Magic as well. So many siege towers. So we'll see if the rock drop comes. You just drop in the rock over here, pick off these docks, and then transition into the naval auxiliaries. It's not happening just yet. We've got crenellations, fortified town centers, carpenters, guard towers. There's the shifting sands onto this town center as Squash is just like, yeah, I've had enough. I'm going to take this down. Magic casts his own shifting sands here, trying to pull some units away. No? Not sure. He doesn't get anything, and the town center does go down. Villagers get pulled off. These are champion chariots already for Squash. And there's the town center coming up for Magic as a Squash preventing it with his final siege tower here. He can... Surprised to see him not building the siege ships just yet. This Avenger can just go to town on these villages. Look at that special attack. Does so much damage, and then the 28 damage from Squash's Avenger just does so much. But the town center with this many villages goes back up very, very fast. And now Squash is down the shifting sands, which makes that Titan play even better here. And we do see the chariot archers sitting on the trade route of Squash, slowing him down ever so slightly here. The priest going after the Patsukos Avenger coming in here, taking down some units, helping out quite a bit for Magic. That's going to be forcing Squash back, and Squash is moving now in with the barracks. I wonder how his spearmen are looking. Looks like they are unupgraded. Oh, and that's brutal. While this is all going on, the wall pops up for Squash, and that's going to prevent this. Look at this transport ship here. Brutal, brutal, brutal. I'm not sure what Magic can do now because he's got no answer to this. Well, there's the Secrets of the Titans. I'm telling you, this was the option for him, but he's got no answer to this. All of these camel caravans probably going to be falling here. As we're seeing him trying to run all the way around here. That'd be funny. And now Squash still pushing in here. He's got the... He's got the catapult rage. He drops the catapults in. And look at this damage onto this town center. Even with... he doesn't have any upgrades. It's just with the... yes, there it is. GG. Well played by a Squash. Magic saw his opportunity to win there, but was thwarted when the rock shows up with 6 catapult. GG. Well played. Yeah, this literally just came down to macro and build order efficiency here. Like I said, I think this is a very instructional macro guide to Ra in order to play this one perfectly. 1330 Mythic Age, absolutely perfect by Squash. Well played. If you enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow button on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next game.